Hi, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to work on improving our strength and our balance throughout this class. So you'll find yourself challenged at times. Just remember to breathe and have fun, and we'll go ahead and get started. So to start, let's get started in a seated position. So sitting up nice and tall on those sit bones or your pelvic bones. Both legs will come out straight in front. Right leg can stay straight and we'll bend the left knee and then just let it fall out to the side. So adjusting as necessary. Think of having that inside of the sole of that left foot on the inside of your right thigh. Then from there, sitting up nice and tall, we can reach the arms. Think of growing, stretching up towards the sky, and then from there folding forward at the hips until you can't anymore. And then you just let the upper body and arms go heavy towards your leg. So if you want, you could grab the ankle or the foot, whatever you would like here. And we'll be here for maybe 5 to 10 breaths. And as we're here, just begin to really focus on your breathing. Always coming back to the breathing, the beginning of every class and throughout the class as we're moving. So really focusing on your inhales and exhales, feeling the breath move through you. Really feeling your back and your chest expand with air. Let's take one more breath in the pose and then slowly coming up the spine. We'll straighten the left leg out. Right knee is going to bend, coming in towards the chest and then falling out towards the side. Let's reach the arms up nice and high. Nice long spine, engage the low belly. And then on your exhale, folding forward, hinging at the hips again until you can't anymore. Then just letting everything be nice and heavy, relaxing your head and neck, your jaw, maybe closing your eyes here. And if you have lost the breath, go ahead and come right back to it. Sometimes when we add in the movements, we forget about our breathing. So here in this stretch, you might feel stretch in the back of your hamstring on that left leg, maybe even into the right low back as we're in this forward fold. Always remembering to just go to your ability and to your comfortability as well. You don't want anything to ever hurt. Being a little uncomfortable is okay, but it shouldn't be twingy or painful in a bad way. Let's take one more breath. And then exhale, slowly coming up the spine. We'll switch sides once more. So right leg will extend. We're going to bend the left knee in again. This time, we're going to step the left foot over the right thigh. Again, sitting up nice and tall. Think of squeezing your upper body in towards this left leg. From there, we're going to twist our body open towards the left. So left arm can come behind you, right kind of tricep area can find that left knee and almost use a little bit of leverage to help open and twist your spine towards the left. Keeping yourself nice and tall. This is a pretty active pose. Breathing, keeping your neck and spine nice and long. One last breath, and we'll release this side, unwinding. Left leg comes back out in front, bending the right knee. That right foot crosses over, nice and tall through the spine. Then we'll twist it open towards the right side of the room. Let's take one more breath in this pose, slowly unwinding. Then from here, we can cross the shins, coming through to hands and knees. Stacking those shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Toes can be tucked or untucked depending on your preference. And then let's find a few cat-cows. So on your inhale, let the belly hammock, tailbone tilts up towards the sky. Think of drawing the chest through the arms, lifting the gaze slightly. And exhale, round the spine, tuck that tailbone, press firmly through the palms, rounding the shoulders, finding your cat pose. And then inhale, cow, belly goes towards the ground. Think of tilting that tailbone up, finding that dip through your low back and even into your upper back. And exhale, round the spine, cat pose. Really pressing firmly through the arms, using your belly to help you as you move your spine. Take a few more here on your own. Move with your own breath. If you need to or would like to, feel free to move side to side or maybe front to back. Just warming up our spine, just seeing where we're at today and how we're feeling. And taking the time to take notice and to honor our bodies. And for our next cat pose, go ahead and hang out here for a moment. Once you're there, tuck the toes, lift the hips, lift the knees, and press the hips up and back for your first downward facing dog of this class. And as we're here, feel free to move around. You can dip one heel and then the other, or wag the hips side to side, whatever you prefer, whatever your body needs. Again, just kind of feeling out where we're at today. Some days we might come to our mat and feel really energetic and strong. Other days we may feel not so great. But just watch your body, watch your energy as you move through your class, because oftentimes that energy can change. So I've had some of my best practices when I've come really not wanting to be there, not feeling it. And after that, I end up feeling amazing at the very end as my body begins to warm up and feel better. Just stick with it, move with your body, honor your body, and go from there. From here, let's lift the right leg up towards the sky, toes pointed, really lifting from the glute and the hip. Then we're going to bring the knee in towards the chest, stepping forward for that low lunge. And then dropping the back knee, releasing the toes for dragon pose. So here, let's just hang out nice and heavy over this right thigh. Think of really trying to lay down this left hip flexor, trying to get it as low to the ground as possible. More of a sensation than an actual reality of getting it really close to the ground. We'll take about 5 to 10 breaths in the pose. On your next breath, go ahead and tuck the toes, lift that back knee, plant those palms firmly. We'll step our way back to downward facing dog. And then on our inhale, left leg reaches high to the sky. On our exhale, we'll step it through for that low lunge. Dropping the back knee, releasing the toe. Again, just hanging out nice and heavy here on this front leg. Feeling a nice stretch along the right hip flexor and even into the left hip flexor too, from the compression of your body on that left thigh. Final breath in the pose, and we'll tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and step our way back to downward facing dog. And even here, just feeling how different already you are feeling from your very first one. Maybe here you can shake the head yes or no, just releasing any tension that you may be having in your head and neck. Let's go ahead and set our knees down. Untuck the toes. So think of keeping those hips over the knees like our tabletop. But we are going to walk our arms and chest forward for puppy dog pose. And so there's a couple things you could do here. You can just reach forward, letting the chest sink, trying to relax a little bit through the shoulders. And maybe your forehead's on the mat, maybe your chin, maybe your chest, depending. But I'd like you to think of really keeping your low belly really nice and strong here and helping to actually help press the chest towards the ground. The other thing that you could do, which I actually really like and have learned through other trainings versus yoga, but maybe through some mobility trainings, is actually to take a hold of the outside of your mat and think of ripping your mat apart as you press your chest down. A little bit more work there, a little less passive, but it helps to kind of open up your chest more. Just gives you a different sensation. So you can give that a try. If you don't like it, you can always get out of it. But we'll be here just 2 more breaths. And then, although a little awkward, maybe, nice and slow, just work your way back up to hands and knees. And then from here, big toes come together to touch, knees go nice and wide, and sink those hips back for a child's pose. Forehead can come to the mat. And while we're here, maybe you'd like to massage that forehead, just rocking it back and forth on your mat. So in yoga, child's pose tends to be our rest pose. I don't cue it a ton, but it is here for you. If ever we're going through class and you feel like you got lost, or you just are like, oh gosh, I need a minute to regroup and take a breath, feel free to drop your knees and just sit back on your heels and take a couple breaths. If not already, go ahead and reach the arms out in front of you, firmly planting the palms. Then let's tuck the toes, lift the hips, find our way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands. Exhale, walk, step, or jump, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. Arms reach high. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hinging at the hips, fold it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to plank, and lower nice and slow. Elbows go straight back. Inhale, cobra, elbows squeeze, tops of the feet press. And exhale, press it back to downward facing dog. As we move through our warm-up A, these 6 or so movements linked with the breath, we come back to our down dog between each round to reset, to refocus, just to see the changes that are being made in our bodies. On your inhale, glance forward. Exhale, walk, step or jump, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach high. Maybe arch it back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the palms. Step back to plank and lower slow. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk, step or jump. Top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, rise high. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up, maybe arch back. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant the palms, step, or maybe jump it back to plank. Lower nice and slow. Inhale, cobra. Press it back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands. Exhale, walk, step, or jump. Top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Let's bring the feet about hips width distance apart. Toes pointing forward. And from here, we're going to sit the hips deep, finding this wide-legged chair pose, almost like a skiing position. Arms are going to reach high, so really squeezing the lower belly here, squeezing the outer hips and glutes in. Keeping the right leg nice and firm. We're going to start with a challenge of our balance by stepping back to crescent pose. And then right hand's going to come on the right thigh. Left fingertips are going to reach over towards the right side of the room. And think of really pressing that left heel back towards the back. So finding a stretch all along this left side of your body. And then let's go ahead and spin the back foot flat between 60 and 90, finding our warrior two. Arms reach long and strong, shoulders relaxed away from the ears, arms engaged, fingertips engaged. Right leg's going to straighten, right fingertips flip up and reach back for a reverse triangle. Keeping the legs, upper body will come back to our warrior two arms and reaching as far forward as you can, pressing these hips back till you can't reach forward anymore. Then the right fingertips will come to the right leg. Left arm reaches up towards the sky for our triangle pose. Really using the core here to help keep you balanced, not putting a ton of weight and pressure on that right leg with your right fingers. Then we'll take the left fingertips towards the front of the room, extending that stretch from those fingertips all the way to the left heel. Hands will come heart center as we shift our weight into this back left leg for our Skandasana pose. So right toes can either stay pointed or they can flex. Really challenging our balance here. We're going to pivot on our toes, facing the back of the room, back for a crescent pose. Keeping this left leg nice and strong. On your next inhale, we're gonna step up, bringing the right knee into the chest. Hands can be heart center. And then let's reach the arms up to the sky while straightening through that right leg. Try not to lean too far back or too far forward. Trying to keep your upper body nice and stacked, and then just using the pure strength of your leg to get that leg up. From here, we're going to transition through standing without touching the ground, coming through to warrior three. Arms can stay reaching above your head, or if you want, can come heart center. Really pressing through that back right heel, toes are pointing towards the ground. And then fingertips come to the mat. See if you can get that right leg even a little bit higher for standing split. Really using the glute on that right leg to lift while the crown of your head goes towards the ground. And then right toes are going to come back towards the back of your mat, almost as in that low lunge. Plant the palms. Left leg comes up and back for three-legged dog. And then left toes come to meet the right. We'll shift forward to plank and lower slowly through your vinyasa. Meet in your down dog. And then we'll find that on the other side. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or jump. Top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold it forward. Bringing those feet hips width distance apart. On your inhale, find your chair, hips dip, really hugging the low belly in, squeezing the outer hips. Arms reach high. Keeping your left leg nice and strong, keeping your core nice and tight. We're going to step back for crescent with the right leg. Pressing through that back heel. Left hand comes to the thigh. Right fingertips are going to reach over towards the left, finding that nice stretch. Let's spin that back foot flat between 60 to 90. Arms reach long and strong. Bending deep into that front knee for warrior two. Left leg straightens. Left fingertips reach up and back. Reverse triangle. Keeping those legs, but coming back to our warrior two arms. Let's reach as far forward as possible with the fingertips on the left fingers till they can't, and then bring them to the shin. Right arm's gonna stack up over the right shoulder. From here, right fingertips reach towards the front of the room, lengthening through that whole right side body. Hands will come heart center. We're going to shift our weight to our right leg, bending deep in the knee. Again, point or flex the toes, your choice here. And then challenging our balance, we're going to pivot on the toes, coming to crescent. Arms reach to the sky. Let's inhale, step up, left knee to chest, hands heart center. Then arms reach to the sky, straightening through that left leg. Really using the low belly here. And then coming through, standing, trying not to touch the ground. Find our way to warrior three. Finding that T-shaped with your body. Hands can come to the mat, letting the crown of the head drop. Left toes try to reach a little higher for standing split. Then left toes to the mat, planting the palms. Right leg comes up and out for three-legged dog. And then we'll go through our vinyasa, meeting in down dog when we're ready. So this round, we'll speed it up a little bit. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or jump, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Find those feet hips width distance. Inhale, chair pose. Keeping the right leg firm, left leg steps back for crescent. Right hand to the right thigh, left fingertips over towards the right. Back foot spins flat, warrior two. Straightening through the front leg, right fingertips reach up and back. Reverse your reverse triangle. Keeping the legs as they are. Reaching forward with the right fingertips, finding your triangle pose. Left arm reaches towards the front of the room. Hands heart center, shifting to Skandasana at the back of your mat. And then pivoting on the toes. Crescent pose towards the back. On our inhale, let's step up, knee to chest. Arms reach high, right leg straightens out in front. And then let's shift through, finding our warrior three. Hands to the mat, toes reach high, standing split. Right toes find the mat, palms plant, and left leg reaches up and out. From here, go through your vinyasa and meet in down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or jump, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Finding those hips over those ankles, but about hips width distance apart. We'll find our chair pose. Arms reach high. Left leg stays strong. Stepping back for crescent. Left hand to the thigh, right fingertips reach over towards the left. Open it up for warrior two, back foot flat. Front leg straightens, left fingertips up and back. Keeping the legs, finding your triangle pose, reaching towards the front of the room. Right fingertips reach towards the front. Hands heart center, shift it towards the front of your mat for Skandasana. And let's pivot on the toes, finding crescent. Inhale, step up, bringing the left knee to chest. Arms go high, left leg straightens. Coming through, finding warrior three. Hands to the mat. Crown of the head goes towards the mat. left toes reach higher. And we'll step it back, planting the palms, right toes go up and out for three-legged dog. And then move through your vinyasa or skip it. Make your way to downward facing dog. We've got one more round. It's going to be just about the same speed as the last one, but hopefully we can smooth it out a little bit. Inhale, glance forward. Exhale, walk, step, or jump. Top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Find those feet about hips width distance. Inhale, chair. Right leg nice and strong. Step it back for crescent. Right hand to the right thigh. Left fingertips up and over. Open it up for warrior two. Straightening through the front leg, right fingertips reach up and back. Keeping the legs, finding your triangle, reaching forward with the right fingertips. And then left arm stacks over right. Left fingertips reach towards the front of the room. Hands to heart center. Shift into that left leg for Skandasana. Pivoting on the toes, finding our crescent pose. On our inhale, let's step up, hands to heart center, knee to chest. Arms reach high, right leg straightens. Let's go ahead and make our way through, finding warrior three. Hands to the mat, right toes reach a little higher. Right toes come to the mat. Left leg comes up and out for three-legged dog. Go ahead and set that down. Either vinyasa or you can stay right there in your down dog. One more leg here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or jump. Top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Find those feet hips width distance. Inhale, chair. Keeping that left leg strong. Step it back for crescent. Left hand to left thigh, right fingertips reach. Open it up for warrior two. Left leg straightens, left fingertips reach up and back. Keeping the legs. Find your triangle pose, reaching forward and stacking the arms. Right arm is going to reach towards the front of the room. And then hands to heart center, shifting your weight into that right thigh, finding your Skandasana. Pivoting on the toes, finding our crescent pose. Inhale, hands to heart, left knee to chest. Arms reach high, left leg straightens. And then let's transition through to warrior three. Hands to the mat, dropping the head, lifting the toes. Left toes come to the mat. Right leg comes up and out. And last vinyasa here. Take it or leave it. And from here, let's go ahead and set the knees down. Bring the toes together, sit the hips back. Find a child's pose. Just taking a moment to settle, regroup, catch our breath. And then just for transitional purposes, Let's make our way back to downward facing dog. Let's lift the right leg up towards the sky. We're going to bring the right knee in towards the right wrist, right ankle towards the left. Best possible for pigeon. You could say that you want to be parallel to the top of your mat. For most of us, that's not going to be plausible. So bringing this heel closer to your leg here, however that needs to happen to be more comfortable, is probably what you'll need to do. The goal of this stretch is to feel something in the right outer hip. So again, kind of adjusting and playing with where your feet are is going to be what helps you the best. We'll take a few breaths up right like this. And then if you like, you can slowly maybe make your way to your elbows. Maybe lay your chest down on your mat. But we'll be here for about 5 more breaths. Let's take one more breath here in the pose. Then when you're ready, nice and slow, go ahead and make your way back up. Planting the palms, we'll tuck the left toe, and then just make our way back to downward facing dog. And we'll find that stretch on the left side. So on an inhale, left leg reaches up, bringing that left knee towards the left wrist, and the ankle towards the right. Finding our pigeon pose here on our left side. And while we're here, we can stay upright for a few breaths. And then when you're ready, you can slowly make your way down to the elbows, maybe resting the forehead on the mat. Feeling that left outer hip stretch. Final breath on this side. Let's slowly make our way back up. Planting the palms, you can tuck the back toes, and just make your way to a down dog. This will be our last one of class. If you want, maybe you take it a little extra wide to the corners of your mat. Really think of pressing the chest towards the thighs. When you're ready, go ahead and set the knees down. We're going to make our way to a wide straddle pose. So sitting on the tailbone, legs will go as wide as is comfortable for you. Then we'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips as far as you can. Then just letting the upper body gently round towards the ground. Letting the head and neck be heavy. So in this pose, you can do whatever you'd like with the feet. You can have it be a little more active by flexing, or you can let it be a little, I won't say passive, but you can let it be a little more relaxed by just letting the feet do what they will. Whatever you'd like to get out of this pose. And while we're here down the center, let's try to keep the upper body more or less the same height, but let's go ahead and slowly move it over our right leg. Maybe feeling a stretch in the left low back, intensifying that right hamstring. One more breath here. Go ahead and slowly make your way back through center and then over towards your left leg. We'll be here for just a few more breaths. Here, and slowly come back through center. Just pause for a moment. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and slowly roll up your spine. Bring the left leg up to meet the right. And we'll just make our way onto our backs. Hugging the knees into the chest. Keep hold of the right leg. Let the left leg go heavy to your mat. And so for our twists today, let's think of goal posting the arms, but go ahead and goal post that right arm, finding kind of an L shape with the arm. And then right knee is gonna fall over towards the left side of your mat. And think of trying to keep that right shoulder on the mat versus the right knee making its way to the left side of your mat. Let's take one more breath and then come back through center. Hugging both knees into the chest. Keep hold of that left leg. Right leg goes to the mat. And then finding that goal post, that cactus arm with the left arm and shoulder. And left knee is gonna make its way towards the right side of your mat. Your gaze can be towards the sky or maybe over towards the left hand. Let's take one final breath here and then slowly make our way back to center, hugging both knees into the chest. And then taking one nice last deep breath in, just squeezing everything, maybe lifting the shoulders bringing the head in towards the knees, making a tight little ball. And then on your exhale, just let everything go heavy. So arms and legs go nice and wide. Palms can face up. Toes can kind of point out. Hopefully just finding a position of relaxation. So we'll be here for a few moments. If for whatever reason this isn't a comfortable position for you, feel free to maybe bend your knees to relieve any tension on the low back, or maybe find your way to your side or your belly. Whatever it is that you need here these last few minutes of class. So slowly begin to make some small movements with your fingers and toes. Maybe take a nice deep breath in and then just sigh it out. If you'd like, you can take the arms up overhead and just stretch from your fingertips to your toes, like when you'd wake up in the morning, tensing every muscle in your body, and then just relaxing. Now, nice and slowly, let's make our way up to a comfortable seat, whatever that might look like for you. And taking your time, no rush, no worries. Maybe you want to pause once you get to your side before getting all the way up. I just want to thank you so much for taking some time for yourself to get stronger, to be more balanced. And I hope that you feel so much better than when you first started. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. And I'll see you next time on your mat.